Oh, here we go.
We better feed those wolves. My fucking goodness. Chat just piling right on up there. Von Fake Name, what is going on? Zymetco, what is going on? Suki, what up the homie? Fletcher, how you doing there? Tycho's Tacos, good to see you, dude. Doogie McFarsnap, what is going on? G. Bootleg Toyco, what's going on? Skilled One, man, good to see you. I hope your vacation over in Hawaii was fantastic. Brett Porpoise, what is going on? One of the most perverted fathers out there, just so you all know. Mr. Ordinary, how are you doing, dude? That drop was sick, and I can't even believe that Uncle Spank already got one of those Jersey Debbies. What up? Yo, Johnny Marbles, what is going on? I don't know who you are. Your wife is coming up soon, but I know that, though. I don't know who you are, but I know your wife is coming back to America soon, or coming to America soon. Eyes, ears.
Wow. Okay.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic. Yo,
Good.
Jazzwiz, what's going on? Folklorian, what is going on? Oh my goodness, you guys are so sexy. Death and Strawberries, I ate all the ham sandwiches. You were a little bit too late to the party. I know you need that protein in you, but too fucking bad. You can tell Sarah I took them. We don't
You
know
been
these
drinking a lot of coffee today?
No, you know what has happened actually is today was heavy and no complaints in the least. You know what? I think today was actually a prime example, in my opinion, of once again, if anybody out there has not seen one of the homies who's reaching out or is not appearing in places and you want to make sure they're doing okay, reach out to them. If you don't think you can reach out to them, talk to one of the homies in the scene that you do think can reach out to them. And if you can't do that, or if that's not currently where you're at, don't forget that if you're having a hard time, please reach out to us. You are never a burden, I promise you. If anything, sometimes you guys can reach out to people and it can actually encourage them to be more open about their vulnerabilities. And before you know it, you're both crying. So there you go.
Anything else?
So I think I'm almost like counter of that, dude. I feel
We
like I look
got
like
we got
exhausted.
another hour and 59 minutes. The floor is yours, my friend. Take as much as you'd like.
All right, let me stretch real quick here. Oh no, it's good to be in here,
Uh
man. I really, really appreciate seeing all the homies. I love seeing their faces. I love seeing their face.
yeah, hell yeah. What's up, everybody? Carolina Cool Cat stepping in. What's up? What's up? Man, dude, big show tonight. Lots of stuff to look at. ETC is gonna be in the house shortly. How you been, man? What have you been up to?
Well, you just mentioned ETC in the house, aka Extra Truck Restrial. Now, you guys know the old Crumbly Bumbly loves marketing. I love data. I like search engine optimization, and I sure as fuck like to creep. This dude is literally like an alien, man. He might as well be an extraterrestrial. To try and track down shit for me to sniff out before coming in here tonight was actually very difficult. I'll be totally honest. I don't know if it's because I'm in Canada or what, but I was talking to you before the show. ETC, the Glow, that is actually a Glow party facility here in Toronto. Earth Extra Truck Terrestrial kept populating. You must mean extraterrestrial toys and showing me like actual toys.
Yeah,
Linked
yeah.
everybody down below. I did make sure, I believe, to go back earlier and actually put the big cartel as well. So if anybody wants the links to the Extra Truck Terrestrial pages, Instagram store, they're down below. We got you. But yeah, I liked to dig, man. I couldn't find anything to dig for. It was kind of, we all know about Master Casters, but I needed more.
Yeah, and we were talking about collabs before, and Donner Don't Care in the house. Hello. There is a collab we're going to look at between the two, and that was super sick. Oh, Jen, we're reversed. Are we opposite sides tonight?
Oh, you know what happened actually? Yeah, I had to leave for a moment and I gave B to the J full control of the chair for a second. And I bet you that's what happened. Yep, so now we're reversed. Let me just fix this for
That's
you
what
guys.
it
There you
is.
go. Are you
That's
happy
what
now,
it
Jazz
is.
Wizard? But this feels weird for us now. Did that even switch anything for you guys?
Hmm.
Let us know if it switched for you, because now it just feels fucking weird for us.
Yeah. So do we have any news we want to talk about right away, or are we just
Yes.
gonna jump right in? What's up? What's
You
going
know
on?
what? Really quickly, we might as well hop into the news very fast before we pull extra truck terrestrial in there. I believe normally we like to kind of get to know what's going on for about 20 minutes. So I've got some accounts pulled up here. We're going to dive right on into them. I think the biggest one that most of us are paying attention to right now is going to be the Earth to Kentucky show. That is going to be that mixtape show. So if you guys aren't familiar, here are some of the artists that are going to be a part of that. Jonathan Queen, Skull and Void, Crows and UFOs, Hano Doom, sorry, Snap Think Toys, Jank Toys, Scott Sherry, Yo-Yo Toy Division, The Mute Witness, Fee and Base, King Spider Toys, Drock Toys and Novelty, Polly Benzing, I don't know, Disgusting Dusting, One Trick Pony, Steve Casino, Adam Cherry, Mr. Hamilton, Plastic Cheese, Jamie Filler, Toy Beam Toys, Hip Hop Toys, Titty Bean Toys, what up, G? So yeah, they've already started posting some of these pieces. Speaking of that, Titty Bean, So they have started posting some of the pieces for that mixtape show. If anybody is curious and kind of interested in taking a little peek here, there will be 50 cassette tapes that have been actually recorded by you would know the name, Dave. Is it Dave over at ETUK? I don't know shit.
Dustin.
Dustin, my goodness, sorry about that.
Yeah, and the name on there, Polly Benzing, that is Dustin's wife. She has a piece in the show. I don't think I've seen that yet, but I know that they've been releasing those pieces a little bit at a time. That Titty Bean piece is a nice one, man. That's edition at 2. So if you want that, you better be quick.
Yeah, dude. Admittedly, like I think we're gonna be seeing these drop all week. I'm kind of curious. I think probably the neatest part would be the cassette tapes. I think there's like limited edition cassette tapes that are gonna be getting put out with these that will have each and every one of the tracks that the artists picked to represent in their toy piece. So that was that.
I like that. I like the concept there. The mixtape. Fane, look at that, dude. That's a dope one. Oh man, I don't know if you saw freaking Dark Rainbow's thing that he got going on. That is sick. King Spider Toys right there, man. Gravel Pit, that Wu-Tang song. That's a great one. Look at this one. This thing actually plays music. Now, I thought the post said that only one of them, the one from Dark Rainbow, plays music, actually plays that song.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I thought there was a post from E2K that said only one of them. There's multiple of those. And one of them played music, but I don't know if all of them do.
One of 4. One of the 4 plays a song.
Yeah, there you go.
25 for the sound and 90 for the classic edition.
Yeah.
I fucking love the California.
Three figures though, man. I mean, like that. Would you say 90 for the classic edition? So I mean, shit, man, $30 a piece on those 3.75. That's well worth it. And you get the backer. Fuck Dark Rainbow. That's like legit quality every time, man. That's a good buy.
Killer pieces, dude. E2K knows how to throw a nice, friendly show. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, like I said, dude, I like that mixtape.
The concept?
That mixtape theme. Yeah, dude. I mean, shit, I think we all probably made mixtapes back in the day.
Oh, hell yeah. If anything, I remember specifically, we've had this conversation before. My brother was a fucking son of a bitch, man. So he did not share anything. And I remember having to like sneak into his room when he'd be gone, taking his CDs, rushing over to my bedroom, trying to like copy them over to cassette real quick before he'd come home. Oh, good days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I remember in town here, Terrible Toy Works. What's up, man? Dookie, what's going on? Bliss, what is up? New Transylvania. Whew. Man, we got some all-stars tonight. One of my earliest memories of tapes is with Hurt Toys. Actually, we were probably, I want to say like 13-ish, 14-ish. And there was The Warehouse is the music store that we had in town. We had 2. We had The Warehouse and we had Rainbow Records, but The Warehouse was closer to his house. And when we would hang out on the weekends, that's the first thing that we would do. We would wake up in the morning and then go down to Warehouse and usually buy a tape and then put Scotch tape over the little indents in the top so we could record it, put it back in, try to make it look like it was still sealed up, and then return it and get our money back. So,
And then one of those fine summer days, you guys heard about a body by the river. So you and your 2 other pals ended up walking down the train tracks.
That's right, man. We saw the other gang down there, like on Stand By Me, and we claimed it, dude.
I think we might as well hop real quick into some accounts under 1,000 because you know how much I love to do that. And you were actually sharing this artist with me recently. One of the legendary artists in our scene. They've got a fellow artist in their homestead rocking out some beaded jewelry. So if anybody out there is looking for this kind of stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I was already kind of even trying to look. I was even kind of thinking, man, I'm like, what What would kind of look good dangling from my earlobes, you know?
Very cool, man. That is Barrio's daughter. We're gonna show some pieces tonight I bought at um Assembly Required. But yeah, really cool beaded jewelry. If you're into that kind of thing, or you know somebody that is, give her a shout, man. That is very, I mean, to me, that looks extremely tedious and I'd give up almost instantly. Um, but that's very cool, man. Those things are super tiny. Those are
You
sick.
know, luckily I have a lot of experience working with very tiny things. I think I'd be able to probably push through, but not with beads and this kind of thing. They're doing a great job. Anyways,
Yeah.
that was a hard one. That was a hard one. Anyways, art acrobatics. You seen this
Bro,
shit?
yes, I love this account, dude. Look at that. Look how, like, what's the word for that? I don't know. Dope.
Symmetrical, cubic.
It is, but I think it's more picture looks, bro. Like it's like
Yes.
um I don't know.
Yeah,
I-
no, this is dope as shit, dude. And you're somebody who's a blue collar dude. Like, of course, this is gonna kind of hit and resonate a little bit more for you as well. Look at this shit on hinges and everything.
yeah. 8-bit Mike is in the house.
8-bit Mike.
8-bit Mike, man. We'll get to 8-bit Mike in a little bit.
Chee.
What a giant. What a giant, dude. A pillar, if you will. Hey, there's a little play on words.
I was gonna say he's more like 8-foot Mike.
Up,
Jeez.
man. Yeah.
Nah,
So
this is shit.
I don't know. Somebody turned me onto this account. If they're watching right now, just say something. I forgot who it was, but somebody turned me onto this account. And it's amazing, dude. I love that shit. It's very simple. Now that doesn't look very simple. But the pictures, it looks very simple. Yeah, dude. Nice. I like
I'm sitting over here. I don't know enough about the technology that currently exists in this field, so I'm sitting over here being like, is it welded? If it's welded, like shit, dog, those are clean seams. Like I don't know. How do you hollow out a metal box? I don't know shit.
yeah.
I guess that's where I'm having a hard time. Is like I wouldn't even know how you begin to hollow out a metal box.
Yeah, it's I like it, man. I mean, I like the shadows. Maybe that's what it is. It's the shadows in the pictures, and the shadows that the light is casting.
So
I
in
like,
other words, the photography of their work.
yeah, it could be, but the work is so like, when you look at the work like that, it looks very simplistic from the outside. Like it's a box with a couple things, but then when they take the top off, you're like, oh shit, what's going on in here, dude? There's actually multiple pieces in there.
It's
Uh,
generally when the top pops off that I'm equally like, woo. Yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
cool,
Art
nice.
acrobatics. There you go. DF Toy Maker sitting with 42 followers. What the heck is going on here?
Oh yeah, what is it going on there? I like that. DF Toys.
Toys. Yeah, so I stumbled upon this actually earlier on this week. I was kind of blown away. I'm assuming Mexico, amateur toy maker based in Catalonia's far west.
Catalonia's Far West.
Jeez. Fun.
Like, yeah, man, I like those. DF Toys. Go get some of that.
Yes,
I like.
indeed. A lot of nice colors in there, man. Sasquatch toy. They just actually ended up doing a drop this past week, 6 days ago. First drop.
First drop, huh?
Check this shit out. I thought that was fucking cool. The packaging for those, in my opinion.
Hey, did you hear what you just said?
What?
You said check this shit out.
So yeah, but I mean, that's just kind of something that we end up doing every now and then. Do you want to talk about that right now? Do you want me to take a little pause right now?
Sure, we can, man. So we're just gonna we added a little bit of a segment. At the show was 100% Crumbs' idea. So great idea. But it seems like we're always saying that is, hey, check this shit out. So I think at the end of the show, we're each gonna probably grab a piece that's in the collection that we just want to show and say, hey, check this shit out. Boom, we talk about it real quick, and then we sign off. We say, see you next week. That'll be
See you next week.
It's a good way to show more stuff, man. You know what I mean?
I think you and I are both realizing the fact that unfortunately there are pieces in our collections that, due to the chaos of life and the busyness of life, they deserve not gotten the attention they maybe necessarily deserve, and it would be lovely to give them a little bit of a spotlight.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hey, that being said, I even just saw a little prompt there that our good old buddy Extra Truck Restaurant ended up popping into the waiting room. We're about 15 minutes on in the evening. We're in a pause anyways with the flow we got going on. You want to send him a little invite to see if he wants to come on in?
Um, unless you want me to show a couple pieces first.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to ruin the mood or anything, but I'm just saying, like, there's when I started writing out in the or the for the post this week, like who we were going to show,
Yeah.
and then I started grabbing all the pieces from these people, and I'm like, man.
Nope, you're cutting that. Is it you cutting out a little bit there, or did I just cut out a little bit there?
You paused. You were just on pause for a minute.
So that's just how life goes, I guess, sometimes. So I
You
didn't
know
catch
what?
what you said.
It could be mine though, too, man. I don't know. It just said my connection is unstable, which is weird because I have full my Wi-Fi says it's 100% right now. So what the hell?
Yeah. YouTube Studios shows we've got a nice, clean, full stream going. So,
Okay.
oh, Dre Aziz, what is going on, homie? Anybody who didn't click it yet, too, also don't forget that the top chat over on the side, you can click it over to live chat, and that will give you a current chat happening, not just the hot comments. So
Oh
what are you gonna
yeah.
show
See,
us? What do
so
you got over there?
Suki said I'm the one who froze. So I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why that's happening. I apologize.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
So what do I got? So let's start off with Yo-Yo Dine. This one, this stuff all came from AR. I don't know the name of this one, but this Emperor right there, that is sick. Yo-Yo Dine. There were a few different versions of these. I think there was 3 different ones. But that's dope, man. It's all static, probably 3.75 scale. But that's super sick. I love the hand painted details on there, especially on the eye. Yeah, exactly, Johnny Marbs. AR still hitting hard, man, trying to get through it. This one right here, man, I thought this one was super sick, including the packaging. This Tetsujin Tiger is one. So that's one that he did. I believe this is, he pinned this as the first post on his page. So if you go and check it out, you can kind of read about it a little bit. But that's just the packaging there. And then the figure is a static 3.75, but super sick. Boom. I know Tone Twisted Tiger wants that. But that's a dope one, man. Bam.
That's a great piece, man. The packaging for that was fantastic as well. Is Yo-Yo Dime molding and casting these days? What's going on there?
This one I didn't ask about. I do have another piece here about to show you that was, this one was kind of a combo. This was him and Chicken Burger Disco. So unfortunately, the packaging on this one got bent a little bit on the way back home from AR because I had too much stiff.
Oh, shit.
But buns of Durasteel with Princess Leia. And then the figure is the VHS tape with Leia in kind of a like a 80s workout. But the figure was made and casted by Chicken Burger Disco.
Okay, there we go. Dope. Got like good old collaboration. Yo, T. Harrison, what is going on, dude? Dr. Zays, what's going on? Extra Truck Restaurant. Wow, I'm an idiot. Maybe I'll learn to read one day. Boom.
Oh, Fritz, what's up, man? Fritz from Fritz, go ahead and plug your company there, buddy. Tank by Resin Blood is one that I yeah, that's one that I wanted for a while. And this other one from Resin Blood. So speaking of Fritz, dude, that's so funny, man. I think I remember I told you it was throwaway toys, and I had up my bag right in front of his booth, and this resin blood piece had actually opened and the figure fell out. And he hit us up on the page and was like, "Hey, I think I found something of yours." And yes, you did. So this is what is that Ghost Rider. Super sick, man. I love this one. Resin blood. I'm gonna take the figure out actually real quick. Peg articulation in the arms, and then the rest is static, but it does have some like airbrushing, some of that resin blood airbrushing on it. Sick, man. Hand painted on the top and the flames and sick. And then this is the backer is very nice. Oh. Feels right. All right, that was 2 artists. We got 1, 2. You know what? I'm gonna do one more, just because that went pretty quick.
Give her, dude.
Yeah, Throwaway Toys. Go check out Throwaway Toys, man. So this is from Slime City Toys. Slime City Toys from Montreal, Canada. That's a 5.5. No, Slime City Toys actually sold out of everything at Assembly Required. This is another little solid resin piece. This there's not a lot of names for these pieces. If you go on their page and check them out, a lot of them are just kind of have generic names like horror figure. That one is very cool. I love the pour on that one, that kind of red and pink. And then these guys, there was a few of these too that are magnetic articulation on the head and on the hands. And those all sold out as well. So congrats to Slime City Toys for selling out. They sold out early too. It was, I believe, very early on Sunday before they had everything gone. So boom, there you go. Slime City, Montreal, Canada. Say that again?
Green, that blue-green thing looked way sicker than it actually did.
The blue and white one?
Yeah. Way bigger.
Yeah, exactly. If you look on the page, it's kind of hard to tell the scale because I don't think there's anything next to it that you can kind of compare it to. But yeah, dude, I mean, I'd say we're probably, 3.5, something like that on that, close to 3.75.
Fun figure.
Nice, very cool. Slime City Toys, check it out.
All right, are you ready for your TC?
Yes.
Last time I was all saucy for it and everything. I was all ready to peel up and.
I know. I'm sorry. We just got a lot to get through. So sometimes during, I think when we're talking to him, I'll probably put up the camera and show some of his pieces as we're chatting. So, anyways,
I love it. You know the drill. At some point or another, I'm going to allow you to just talk while I stare like this and copy and paste names into a wheel that nobody can see. Alrighty. So Earth Extraterrestrial, we're going to send that admit to you there. If you end up seeing it, no rush, no pressure. Feel free to hop in as you'd like. B and I are pretty good at sucking each other off for as long as we need to until you hop in. That being said, my goodness, man, what a crew in there tonight. I think this might be one of the busier evenings. You guys are lovely over in the chat there. I appreciate you guys catching everybody as they're coming in as we miss them. Greeting everybody like the good old homies we know you to be. I love this shit, dude.
Nice. Barrio Bubble, what's up? King Dingus, what's up? Pocket Salsa, I did see you earlier. What's up, my man?
Pocket Salsa, dude. You're on fire lately. How are you? Generally, when the audio gets weird, I think Extraterrestrial might be in here.
Yeah, it's a little choppy. I heard it.
Can you hear me?
Toys.
We can absolutely hear you. Yes, absolutely. Did you feel like doing?
How to get my camera to work here.
Are you on your phone right now? If you click on the phone image, it should populate a menu on the bottom with an option that has a video and a microphone. There it is. Sick. What is going on, man?
There he is.
Extra truck Rextial in the flesh. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Doing good. Now, also, congratulations. This is like the new digs that you're in right now, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhat new digs.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got myself an old schoolhouse. So
Now you're out in, well, you were out in, was it Utah?
yeah, I lived in Utah for a little while in Moab.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Moab, Utah. And then took off to where, Colorado, I think.
Yeah, after I left my job there, I moved back to Colorado, and then I found this place, and it's in Colorado.
Oh, right on. Sorry, that sounded very stalkerish of me right there, like tracing your last two moves.
Yeah, you want my address too? I'll go ahead.
Yeah, right. I'll get on the
to
next
you.
package, man. I'll save it. Dude, so what we were talking to Dawn or Don't Care, or not, we weren't talking to her, but we saw her in the room a little bit earlier, and we were just kind of, Crumbs and I were going through some of your tabs kind of earlier on the show, man. And I'm looking, I mean, just in my collection, I'm looking at the one I want to ask you about is the one with you and Tim Barron, because there's a couple pieces. Jazz Wizard, who's here in the room tonight too, also posted the Tim Barron Kroll piece.
Right.
I have the Faker piece, but I mean, there's been Babadrock, who's also in the room. You guys did a collab. There is Dawn or Don't Care. There's definitely some work out there. But the Tim Barron, man, how did that come about? I was surprised to see that one for some reason.
Well, it actually started with the Faker figure. He worked with my buddy Boss Toy Creations, used to be Boss, and he did some art for Boss, and I liked it, so I got in touch with Tim, and I was like, hey man, would you be interested in doing some art for my Faker figure? And he said, yeah, no problem. So he did the art for the Faker, and then he asked me if I'd be interested in casting his Kroll figures for him. So I said, sure, no problem. And then we did a couple more. We did the Luke Skywalter, the Breaking Bad Star Wars crossover, and then I also casted a bunch of these little lumpy. They're from the Christmas special, the Star Wars Christmas special. It's like a little baby Chewbacca lumpies, and then some ghoulies for him too. So we did a few projects together.
Nice.
That's something
Cool.
I always find that really actually almost commendable, but also just interesting, man. Like, what makes you decide to work with so many different artists of varying years experience as well?
Well, I do like working with other people. You know, I do some things on my own, mainly bootlegs and stuff like that. But when it comes to like, I have 17 different versions of Budator, and a good handful of those were hand sculpted by a few different artists. And but I like to collaborate with as many artists as possible. I think it's fun, and it gives them a chance to, work with me as well.
Yeah.
So.
You're on mute, Crumbs.
I would say that's probably the biggest benefit. I think a lot of these artists get a huge like morale boost with the opportunity of being able to work with you, to be honest. Like that's what I find probably the most commendable about it, is that you recognize that a lot of these guys could probably use that little bit of attention every now and then, especially when you're an up and coming artist, man. That's very admirable.
Cool. Yeah. I just like working with people, So I mean, if it helps them in any way, then fuck yeah, that's cool. I do have a few guys that I helped out in the beginning from, because they didn't know what they were doing, and I didn't get no help when I was in the beginning. I had a few friends that told me a few basic things, but nothing extravagant. So, I try to help out as many people as I can, and there's a couple guys that are very appreciative of that. So
nice. Dude, so I think, when I think about your pieces, you have a really nice variety of stuff. They range in size kind of all over the place, but I think the majority of stuff that I have is like large, chunky, like big pieces.
Nice one. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's dope, dude. You know about this one. I think this is probably one
of the
collection, man. That's probably one of the dopest pours. I'm going to tell a story about this one real quick, dude. I don't know if you remember or not. Probably not. You probably made a million of these, but I asked you if you had this mold still, and you said yeah. And I said, man, could you do something like a like kind of like a nebula type spacey pour? And you went and poured it like right then. And then you came back and you were like, how's this? And I'm just like, holy shit, dude, that's like the dopest thing I've ever seen. But the majority of your pieces, that at least that I have, big, I mean, just massive pieces, man. Is that kind of like the style? Is that your favorite style to go for? Is large, chunky pieces like that?
Well, I do like the large chunky pieces. They do require a lot more resin, but people tend to like them more. But then I also do a lot of the small stuff too for people who can't, you know, fork out the money for the big pieces, and then you can get the smaller versions and stuff like that. But I do enjoy the big stuff, and you know, when you pull that big steamy hot hard piece of resin out of the mold and it's burning your hand and you can smell it, and you can't really do that with the tiny ones, you know. So it's
you know what, man, and that being said, though, even though these large pieces, I mean, I think price wise, dude, like when every time I get a price from you, I'm like, wow, man, I thought it would be more, because they're so big. But yeah, anyways, man, great variety. So this one right here, now this one is, for a while there, man, you had a couple of them that came out like this, or it were in that kind of same theme. Is that something now? Is that something that you're going to keep doing? Is kind of that theme of stuff? It's almost like a Geiger. What would you call that?
Yeah, that's definitely Geiger inspired. That was sculpted by Dark Artifact Design. Funny story is I was on Wish and I had bought some of these Geiger looking sculptures. I was like, oh, those are cool. I'll bootleg those, you know. So I get them in on Wish and I'm bootlegging them, and I've sold about 20 or so mothers already. And the architect, I just started working in on that one as well. And then I get a message from the artist asking me if he had given me permission to make these and all that. He was a real nice guy, you know, and he didn't get angry with me at all. And it was an honest mistake that, you know, so I worked with him, and now we work together. I've still got quite a few sculpts, like a smaller version of the mother as well. And I also did the nature mother with him and the totem. But I do have some more sculpts. I just, after moving here, I've got so many boxes everywhere. I've got to find them. But I plan on bringing out all of that stuff that he sent me. But check him out, Dark Artifact Designs on Instagram. He's been making a lot of new cool shit that'll blow your mind.
Dark Artifacts, good one, man. Good drop up there. This guy.
I'll have to make sure that I pull that up after the end of the show there. When you pop out, I'll show it off and make sure we touch back on that.
Oh, yeah. He's a cool dude. Real cool dude. He could have got pissed off at me, but he didn't. So
that's cool, man. You guys actually ended up doing some work together after that, dude. That's pretty cool. That's something you don't do very much.
And that's the Ani Beast. That one was sculpted by Catatonic Toyz. I don't know if Catatonic, well, not Catatonic Toyz, sorry, just Catatonic. But I don't know if he sculpted it himself. I know he works with some other people, but that's basically his company's work right there. He also did a Buddha tour for me, and my upcoming Evelyn Statue of Liberty crossover that I'm going to be releasing when I get to her.
That's a very good crossover, man. Those sculpts work so well. Like that head is on point.
Yeah, he did a great job on that one. It's got a real slick look to it.
Yeah, that's might be one of the clearest pieces that I have, man. I mean, you look at it at the bottom and it looks like you're looking in a glass of water, dude. It's nuts.
And that's the flocked version, painted and flocked by Donner Don't Care. So that's one of Donner's collab pieces with me. In fact, I had one of those. Where did it go? I've got one of those left.
Oh man, there it is.
The only bad thing is he's got a few scratches on his back and down at the bottom here and a little nick on the side, but from the front, you can't see anything wrong with him. Just don't display him backwards.
Yeah,
but this one's flocked too, so he's nice and furry.
that's awesome, man.
What a good play back to the old original Beastman too, flocking it like that.
Do what now?
Like the flocking, it just seems like a really good nod back to the old original like Beastman toys.
Well, the original Beastman wasn't flocked. Only Panther was flocked, and Mossman was flocked with some plastic grass.
My apologies. What do I know?
Oh no, it's cool, but he should have been flocked. I mean, Beastman would have been so badass if he was flocked back then.
Oh, dude, for sure. And Crumbs, to your point, it's actually the same figure, but just painted differently. Mossman and Beastman. So you're kind of right.
Brown versus the green, but
Yeah,
come on.
exactly.
I should know better than that.
Hey, you're doing great. I really like the dinosaur figures too that you've been making. Those are really awesome.
Those are sick, man. Cool.
Right now.
All right. Switch.
You got a flashlight? Shine a flashlight on that sucker so you can see the galaxy on it.
Get that UV going.
You know what? I do have
or just a regular flashlight to throw it off, I believe.
Make it pop, homie. Make it pop a bit. Come on. Here you are telling us there's like a galaxy swirl in there.
It is. It's amazing, and I can't seem to get it. Like, I mean,
it's hard to see, definitely, unless it's like right in front of you or you got a flash on it.
Yeah, it's sick though, man. I mean,
that's one of my favorite ones that I've ever made by far.
It has almost like a Northern Lights kind of fucking vibe going through that.
Yeah, exactly. The blue streaks in it, dude. I think that's probably me too.
And then with like all that nice, beautiful like metal flake sparkle, it's almost kind of like all the stars around it. That's some sick shit. Plus, got a nice ass.
So many stars. So you want to see something new that I made today?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. They're just bootlegs, but you know, that's what I started out with, is bootlegging. So might as well just keep on bootlegging while I'm doing everything else as well. This is vintage. I actually bought this from Munster's Booty. I don't know if you've ever heard of Munster's Booty. He does a virtual gumball machine on Instagram. You should totally check it out. Munsters_Booty, something like that. But I bought this vintage little finger puppet, little vampire finger puppet, and I bootlegged it. And it's even got the stamp on the back. Can't read it. My phone's stupid. But it's 1990. 1990, made in China. Ooh. This thing was like a little blow mold vampire finger puppet. So there's that guy. Then I'm bringing in a snail. That was a pre-made mold. I just thought it was cool. I want to make some glow snails like they used to make glow worms.
That's a sick marbling on there, man.
Oh, thanks, dude. That's actually my double pour technique that I use. I'm thinking of sharing it with you guys just so people know how to do it. Because it's not really a secret. It's just a matter of time before you figure it out on your own. And then I also got this guy from Wish, so I decided to do a gnome, and he's kind of like a homie, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I like that, man. That's shit. What is it? How big is that?
It's pretty large. I'd say.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a chunky one. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this was stolen from somebody else, because China loves to do that. Like they do stolen shit from White Cell, all the wrappers that they did and the turtles and shit like that. You can get for like $6 on Wish now, but they're all shit. But they stole them from it. So if this is somebody's work and you don't want me doing it, make sure you message me so I know that this is yours. If not, then thank you, China.
If not, then hit me up and like, what do you want?
Speaking of which, I've got a new way of getting my drops, and I'm getting into glow a lot now. And I've got a Facebook group called ETC Glow Zone. If you want to join this private group, just go ahead and send me an invite, and I'll accept it. And you can check out all the new stuff that I'm dropping and making on that page. And I'm doing some collabs with Glow Man Dan and some other people. But if you want to check it out, it's ETC Glow Zone.
Now, is Glowman Dan, is he letting you use that like proprietary secret special formula glow he's got going on? He was telling me about that at Decon. He's got some like special thing that somebody makes for him, I guess, and it's only for him.
Well, I can't elaborate on that because then I would be sharing company secrets, and we can't do that between each other. You know, we all have our own. We all share each other. I will say that he has shared with me a few of his secrets on that glow, but I'm gonna keep that between us because
hey, all good, man. All good. Whatever's in that sauce, dude, it's good stuff.
I need to start making my shit grow a little stronger too. So,
yeah, dude, his stuff is off the chain, man. Those I mean, everything that he does is it's super, super glow. That's a dope collab right there too, man. You and Glowman Dan. That's sick. I like that.
Yeah, we do his Gus's. Here's one right here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've still got like 15
more
I'm gonna be doing, and then that'll be it on those. But I've already made, I think, with the last ones and the new ones, probably 60 something of those things. So they're out there. And then I sent him a Buddha Tour mold of my V.5. It's a smaller version of the V5. And he's going to be releasing those slowly here too. So check him out. Glowman Dan group on Facebook or Glowman Dan on Instagram.
Yeah, he does a lot of drops on that on his Facebook one, man. Some that are only for like Facebook members. Dude, let's talk about your other site that you have, your ETC Toyz. Now I see that one pop up now and then, and that looks more stuff. Is that stuff that's out of your personal collection that you're just house and getting rid of?
Yeah, that's basically my personal collection, stuff that I find in the wild, you know, just vintage toys or anything weird. Sometimes I even post just vintage items like old ashtrays and shit like that. So just cool shit. I haven't posted anything in there in a while though, because I'm focusing back on making more stuff.
Well, I'm sure between running the Instagram page, also running the Facebook group page right now for the glow, it's a lot to be focused on, man. And customer care, doing the work, it all piles up.
Oh yeah, it does. I spend most of my time doing drops on the glow page now in the glow zone on Facebook, because Instagram drops have kind of slowed down on there ever since I got rid of PayPal and my shop because of I don't like getting screwed by fees by everybody anymore. So if you do want anything custom made, the best way to hit me up is on Instagram. Most of the stuff you see on Instagram is still available. I just have the molds sitting there collecting dust. But if you want to catch any of my new stuff that I'm dropping, or if I make like a limited run of something, it's going to be happening in the Glow Zone on Facebook, the ETC Glow Zone. So you don't want to miss that if you want to, you know, keep up to date on the new stuff. But that's where it's mainly going to be happening from now on, is on Facebook.
I'll pull that up and I'll make sure to drop that in the chat there and pin it, so that way everybody who wants to join it, they can reach out that way if they'd like.
Dude, okay, so Dr. E, so this is a great question, dude. The name, I'm sure you get it all the time. Extra Truck Estrial. It's a mouthful. It's very just to say ETC. Where does Extra Truck Estrial come from?
Well, let me first explain ETC Toyz, because how did I get ETC from Extra Truck Estrial? When I first started, Extra Truck Estrial was Extra Truck Estrial's Customs. So it's Extra Truck Estrial Customs ETC Toyz. So that's where the ETC came from. But now the original name, Extra Truck Estrial, my first name was Trucker Tim on Instagram, and then I changed it to extraterrestrial because I had seen a few sightings pretty up close and personal while I was a truck driver. So I wanted to mix extraterrestrial with truck driving, and I came up with extraterrestrial.
You know what's thinking? The only way that would really make sense is if he had something to do with trucks, and lo and behold, here it is. Trucks and aliens. So it makes perfect sense now.
And I would even actually say, like, I'm curious now if that has to lead into the Astro Squatch that you have, like the Sasquatch, like astronaut that you have.
Yes, actually, made this guy the other night for a customer, custom order, Space Squatch.
Dope, man. Now that's a collab with Baba Drock.
This is all me.
Oh, that's all you.
Yeah, Baba Drock. I think he did the art for it. I think it was Baba Drock that did the art for it.
Oh, Baba Drock had some little ones, almost like a Tror style.
Oh yeah, he did the Astro Squatch.
There
so
we go.
Didn't do the art for. He didn't do the art. God damn it! I'm gonna look like an asshole because I can't remember who did the art for these guys.
It happens, man.
Hey, you do a lot of stuff.
Nope, they're huge.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Erwin, what's up?
Well, if I can remember it, I'll blurt it out as soon as it comes to me. But this was a I can't remember what Sasquatch this was, but it had like a really weird looking face, like it was almost like human Sasquatch, and it was an old vintage like big PVC figure. And I got this helmet from GI Joe, the big tall GI Joe figures, and I just popped it on him. And this is one of the biggest molds I've ever made too. I'd bring it over, but the fucking thing weighs a ton.
It honestly looks bigger than a shoebox, man.
Oh, it's like this.
Jeez.
It reminds me of those old school like LJN wrestlers, like those one wrestlers from back in the day.
There it is.
Holy shit! Wow. Good Lord.
Maybe I'll hunt you more. But now I've been working with Barely Human Art, and he's sculpted me my new Space Squatch, which is titled The Space Squatch, and I'm getting that one done in vinyl.
Oh, nice. Now, is that your first vinyl piece?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be my very first vinyl piece. Yeah.
Nice. Is that something you're going to start getting into more, or just kind of getting into it a little bit?
And we'll see how the first one goes. If it goes over well and I can make enough money to do some more, then I'll do some more characters, and we'll do a whole line of different people to go with them.
That would be sick. Kyle Kerwin says that's $300 worth of silicone for that mold.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It took a little over a gallon kit to make that mold. So if you know a gallon kit, it's 2 buckets. So more than this.
Oh wow. That's a lot of silicone. Yeah, Baba Drock says the new one looks like a combo of the Space Squatch and the Astro Squatch. Yeah, true.
It does.
Yeah. Go ahead, Grumps. You were gonna say something.
It reminds me of, I can't think of the movie right now, so it's driving me insane, but there was a movie back in like the old 50s, maybe 60s, that was actually like about a space ape. It's like an ape with a helmet on. You typically don't see its face, and if you do, it's like a skull.
Robot Monster.
Pardon me?
Robot Monster.
There we go. Dude, your pieces, like, for some reason, they really remind me of that feel. And we don't get to see a lot of toys for that cinema, like that movie. So it's really dope to be able to see something like that in such large scale, cool detail. I'm down.
There have been a few people that made some Sofubi versions of the Robot Monster. So, but not many. Only a couple.
He's a little niche. He's a little bit niche. But so I'm also kind of curious. Do you have a thing for Bigfoot at this point as well? 'Cause, I mean, you have quite a lot of Sasquatch stuff. Does it?
Of course, yeah.
There.
Bigfoot's always been my hobby. So anything like that, anything cryptic or aliens or anything that people have a hard time believing that we all know is fucking real, then I'm down.
So, and you were a truck driver. How did you start all of a sudden casting resin if you're on the road all the time, man?
Well, when I was on the road was back when Instagram was first starting. So people were posting their art and stuff like that. I came across a few guys like Dubos Art, Ocular, Monster Foot Creations, Jack Toon, Twisty Bits, just to name a few. And I saw all these people's work, and I'm sitting here going, man, I want to fucking do this. So I quit truck driving, and I took what I had money-wise, and pretty much started doing it. I got a few tips from Ocular and Monster Foot, the others that I named, and I went from there, and then had to learn the rest on my own. But yeah, I decided fuck truck driving. I want to make toys, so that's what I did. And I moved out west.
You dove right on in.
Damn.
Okay.
Wow, man.
Well, I also saw these people making good money doing it, and I'm like, you know what? It might take me a little while to get there, but I can make that same money. I could do that. Why not? I just got to figure out how to do it. So, I don't make a ton of fucking money, but I pay my bills. That's all I can ask for.
Paying your bills and it's doing something that you love, dude. Like, you're right. What more can you ask for? You know
exactly.
what I mean?
I don't have anybody telling me what to do and when to wake up and yelling at me for starting late.
Yeah.
Not to mention, man, like you said it would take you a little while, but like I think most of us we did end up catching on. If we didn't know beforehand, Master Casters kind of kicked us in the butt and kind of pointed us that we should know who you are. But you were on there with some names, man. Like you were playing with the big dogs by 2019, easy. When did you start originally doing this?
This May will be 10 years.
Oh.
So yeah, I wasn't in the first wave of resin artists, but I think I was part of the second wave of resin artists. I was a few years behind Killer Bootlegs, I think.
So cusp of third with like dollar slice bootlegs and shit. Maybe
yeah, dollar slice started about maybe a year or two when I was into it. That's when he started.
Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah.
That puts some shit in perspective for sure.
It does.
How to doing this?
Yeah, and Monster Foot's been doing it longer than me, and that he's one of my main homies in this game too. He's come out with some really nice sofubi pieces. He's given me work doing resin pieces, and now he's making wax pieces for allllll Toyz. I can't remember how you pronounce his name. Aka. He's starting to make sofubi now. He's working with a sofubi company. So now Monster Foot Creations is, working with him, making the wax prototypes for him. And that's a pretty cool gig.
That's a pretty cool gig.
That's a very cool gig, man. DTO Keith, what's up, man? Yeah, dude, like you said, paying the bills and making toys and making enough to do that, man. I think that's probably the goal of a lot of people. At least that are in this community. So the first time that I saw you was on Master Casters. How did that come about?
I was at that time I was doing decon. I don't do decon anymore because it's got way too expensive and way too many people. But back then I was doing decon, and I met my good friend Tim, the creator of Master Casters that filmed it and put it all together and everything. And he asked me if I would be interested in being part of his documentary. I'm like, yeah, totally, sure. So I was living in Arizona at the time, and I believe I was the first person he interviewed, actually, because he was rolling through going back to California. So they just stopped through, and him and his buddy recorded me, and we did the interview together. And then I hung out with him again in Long Beach back when I was married. But I haven't seen him since. But he's a really cool dude, and I'm glad I got to meet him.
I think what you guys did with Mastercasters was probably the first time any of us saw somebody actually really put that kind of focus on this particular scene. Prior to that, the only exposure somebody would have really had to anything like what you guys were doing would have been the Toys That Made Us. That might have been kind of the first look people saw of being like, okay, you can take a figure and pile stuff on top of it. Okay. But in my opinion, it's really Mastercasters. It was kind of like that first groundbreaking, like, hey, who the heck are these dudes? What are they up to? This is this whole other art scene that people aren't really noticing it right away.
And that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get it out there to everybody, not just Instagram, because at that time when they were releasing it, the only artists that were doing it were basically releasing their shit on Instagram for a social platform. There wasn't really many groups and all that on Facebook about it either. So the only place you could really find it was Instagram. But he wanted everybody to know about it, and I'm glad he did, and I'm glad I was a part of it. It was a pretty cool experience.
That's dope,
You
man.
see yourself on the big screen, though.
Yeah, right. That was, I mean, shoot, man, honestly speaking, like that's probably one of the first things that I saw. I mean, that's the first time I had actually ever seen that process outside of Instagram. And yeah, I mean, like Crumb said, man, that's kind of the first focus that I had seen on that one. Killer Bootlegs is in the house. What's up, Pete? Here's a question for you, man, from Baron Carzart. Genuine question from an aspiring degenerate sculptor. Do you ever fear the pond is too small or the market is a bit too tight for potential newcomers?
No, I don't at all. Times are getting a little tougher now with the inflation, so people aren't buying as much as they used to. And I've had to drop my prices a little bit to help, combat that a little bit. But you will get discouraged in the beginning, probably the first 2 years, first 1 or 2 years, unless you come up with an idea that everybody has to own, like a light bulb. I mean, you have to have lights in your house, so you got to come up with that one idea that everybody has to own. Everybody needs that one piece. Got to have it. Until then, you just keep grinding. If you make drops and they don't sell, put them aside. Keep on grinding. Eventually, you'll end up on a show like I did with Alex and Fed Up Toys. Was it Gorilla? Help me out. What's his name?
Playful Buddies.
Playful Gorilla. Damn.
And they have this show called Miscast, and they get all these artists on it, and they sell off their miscast, all the stuff that you would get mad at and throw against the wall, like I did when I was, first starting out. But don't do that, and don't throw your shit away. Don't stop making toys. It's going to be expensive at first, but it'll be worth it after the first couple of years, and people get to know you and see your shit. Some people get lucky, and it only takes a couple of months, and they find that one thing that everybody's got to fucking have, and then they just keep making that fucking one thing and that one thing and that one thing. Perfect example, Glowman Dan. He's been doing this shit for about 2 years, I think. I think that's what he told me, maybe a little bit more than 2 years. And this guy is off the chain making these gusses. He can't keep them in his store, 5 minutes, they're gone or less. So just keep that in mind when you get pissed off that your shit's not selling. Find something that will.
Well, it's funny you said tuck them aside. Admittedly, there's 2 points that come up to that for me. Like I know B to the J and I both are bad for, you're having a couple tokes one night, you're scrolling down IG, you don't even realize that you're 3-4 years in the past, and you see a piece that you fucking love, and you reach out to the artist and you're like, "Do you have any more of these?" And they're like, "Yeah, I got a shit ton." And you're like, "Oh, okay." And then I've even seen it before where you get yours, you show it off, and within like a week, that artist is like, "Hey, if anybody wants, I threw a pile of those up in my shop for you," and you're like, "Good." Like,
I've done that. In fact, I've been bringing back old casts on my Glow page on Facebook because all these new people haven't seen it yet. So I'm like, well, hey, they like the Buddha tour. Let me bring back version 2. Let me bring back the 3rd version. Shit from like 10 years ago. So and they're loving it. So yeah, keep it and keep all your molds. I've sold so many molds and I regret it. Keep your molds, even if they get dusty. Keep them.
Now, Now I know that you're a fan of Hobo Toys work.
Oh, I love Hobo.
And I know that there was a couple of us that loved getting that mold chunk. So I mean, you know,
Yes.
sometimes molds make it out into the universe every now and then. You can't keep
He
them
does that
all.
too. Kevin Bootleg will sell like half a mold. He's got these two parts, so he'll package them up and put a header card on them and sell half a mold. And I mean, but that's really a holy grail piece for one of your like hardcore fans. You know, you got somebody that's got 100 of your pieces on a shelf. That thing hanging behind it is like, holy shit! All these pieces mean nothing to me.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I have a couple of those where people have given me chunks, or it's just a mold buster and they include it. And you're right, dude. From people that you collect a lot from and have almost everything that they've done, dude, what a killer addition to the collection. You know, to have that on and to even explain to people what that is, people that have no idea. Um, that's crazy, man. Gosh, dude, there was something else I was going to ask you right there. So Glowman Dan, gosh, dude, like you said, so his stuff sold out. I think the first day of decon, he had like, it was something crazy, man. He had like 200 or 300 pieces there, or 150 something pieces, and the next day he had like 30 pieces left. Like he sold that many individual pieces.
I think it was less. I think he ended up with like 13 or 14 pieces the second day, and they were gone like in the first couple hours. So yeah, his stuff is so hot.
Yeah, it really is, man. But I like what you said, dude. So he landed on Gus. You know, like Gus is this thing. Like Gus is gonna sell out, especially with that glow. Gus is gonna sell out like all the time. Is that kind of the way that you approach it? Is what you just said, man? Like, you know, you're on the grind, and then if something's not selling, you just kind of grind even harder until something sticks, and then just keep going. I think that's great. Dude, so let me read this real quick. So the Baron Karzart, who asked a question, I don't know if you can see the responses or not, but they said, thanks for the answer, man. Really appreciate it. Definitely felt the discouragement before even starting, but those are damn inspiring words. So thank you, Baron. What a great question. Yeah, very cool.
Don't give up. And Baron, if you ever have any questions, if anybody ever has any questions about this, I'm happy to help. Just shoot me a DM in my Instagram. And I'll even tell you my secrets. In fact, I'm going to share one with you tonight before I go. So, actually, two little things. They're not really secrets. They're more like tricks just to help you out a little bit.
Do you mind if we bug you to show us if you have a moment now?
We can do it right now.
Why the heck not? Now you've dropped it. We're going to be thinking about it the whole time.
Okay, so he commented on my marble effect. The way that I get this, my double pour, I mean, it's not really a secret because anybody could do this. It's kind of a waste of resin if you don't do it right, though. So to get that, you'll take just your mold, whatever mold you choose, and you're going to take thumbtacks. Well, first you'll grease the hell out of the mold because, you know, you don't want your mold ruined. Best way to grease your mold is just spray a little bit in there, put a glove on, so you don't get, because if you got dirt on your finger, it'll transfer to the mold, and then go in there and just wipe it all around the mold instead of and letting it sit. It's better to just wipe it all in there. You'll get a better release. And then you'll take thumbtacks like this. You know, put one on each corner. All right. And that way you can turn your mold upside down while it's curing, and it doesn't stick to whatever surface you put it on. Because if you just put the mold down without the thumbtacks and the resin cures, whatever it's on, it's going to stick to, and you're not going to be able to release it without pulling everything out that you just poured in there. So you want to put these thumbtacks on so it'll sit there like that, and all the resin will drip out. Now, you use a pressure pot, which I highly recommend. If you don't, you can get them online really cheap now from grizzly.com. They're around $100 shipped, something like that. You will have to buy a compressor and figure out how to hook it up, but it doesn't take a genius. At the bottom of the pressure pot, I use these pie pans. They used to sell them at the Dollar Tree. I don't know if they do anymore because I bought a whole case of them. You can still buy them online, I think, from the Dollar Tree. But anyways, a good thing about these is the bottom of your pressure pots are curved. So when you put this in here, all you gotta do is move it a little bit and it'll do this. So if your mold is off, you just move your pan until the resin is level on the top, okay? So then you'll get a little bit of pee-pee pad, cut yourself a little bit of pee-pee pad, stick it on there. When you pour your resin, we'll just pretend this is in the pressure pot. You're gonna pour your resin in here. You could use a little bit and try to roll it around if you want, but if you're doing multiple molds and you got a lot, just fill that sucker up and then pour it back into a cup. Let it drain out as much as possible and then stick it in your pressure pot like this, okay? So when that's done, I don't know if you can see it, but you'll get something like that. And see where there's a little bit of resin coming out where it dripped out. I poured some white in here. So, and then I turned it upside down and I let it cure and it all dripped out onto there. It catches it. So then after that's done, you're gonna take your second color and you're gonna pour it in here. And then when you pop it out, it looks like that. So when it's draining all this out, it's only sticking in the crevices, basically. And then everything else comes out. So it leaves a whole bunch of areas open where it'll show that blue through. Like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I get that marble effect. And then my second tip, if you're having problems with bubbles still, even though you're using a pressure pot, try, if you don't have a vacuum chamber, invest in a vacuum chamber. You can get them on eBay with a vacuum pump and everything for around $100 shipped. If you want a larger one, if you want a smaller one, they're even cheaper. But what I do with my resin is I'll pour part A and part B into the cups. And then I'll mix the glow powder and pigment into part B, whatever I put in there, you know, get it all mixed really fucking well and leave the stick in there. Don't take the stick out. And then you'll take both of those cups and you'll stick them in your vacuum chamber before you even mix it. And you'll put it on the vacuum chamber and you'll see thousands of bubbles come out of that resin. Once that's all done, you want to let it sit in there for about 5 minutes. Release the pressure real easy on your vacuum chamber. If you've never had a vacuum chamber, then you don't know that if you release it real fast, it'll hit your cups and spray your resin all over the place. But you want to release that real easy, and then once you take it out, get yourself either a regular straw or I like using a pen, a plastic pen. Just take all the innards out of it, and then make sure you mark one end of it with a Sharpie so you don't put that in your mouth, because you're going to touch resin with this, and if you accidentally put it in your mouth, it's going to taste like shit. You're not going to like it. So, but this, use this too. Don't use one of these tiny ass little straws. Use a nice big thick one, and then blow on top of all those bubbles in your cup very lightly. It doesn't take a lot of pressure, and it'll pop all of them with that heat from your breath. And then mix it a little more, especially if you got glow dust in there, because you're going to have more bubbles come up that were trapped under that dust. Once all that rises, just do it again, and you're bubble free. You really don't even need a pressure pot at that point, but I would still recommend using a pressure pot because you never know, there might be one or two that got trapped. Also, if you're going to do this method, condensation likes to collect in the straw because you're blowing hot air through it. So just look through there. If you see the condensation, you don't want that getting into your resin because it's the arch enemy of fucking resin. It'll create a fucking science project volcano. You get water in your resin. So just take it and just blow real hard, and then it'll shoot out all that condensation. Then you're ready for your next one. But there you go. Hope that helps.
Dude.
About 10 minutes in, I was sitting there thinking to myself, this is a hell of a process. And then I went, no shit, he's a fucking stoner. And then I went, oh, right, a grower. Oh, right. Okay. This is why he's sitting there making sure he's doing all this insane fucking next level shit, because it's like at the end of the day, like the end result is so important when you're somebody who grows that you know every little trick, step, science that you end up applying is going to...
Science!
gonna apply that shit, man. Fuck, dude, that was a treat, homie. That was a treat. Holy shit.
I'm sitting there like holy shit, dude. I've never even made anything. That was interesting as shit right there, dude. Damn, thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Hopefully it helps with you guys out there. You're you're not general porpoise. You're be the J, and you're general porpoise, right?
No porpoise,
No.
actually. I figured that's what you thought, though, when you mentioned the dinosaurs. I'm just Crumbs.
Yeah.
I'm just a dude.
Oh, okay. Well, then, whoever General Porpoise is, dude, that guy's got it on point too. His dinosaurs are badass. I was wondering why you didn't say anything. I'm like, wow. All right, cool. Be a dick.
Well,
No,
when
no,
you said
I
dinosaurs, I
figured.
was thinking. I was just thinking. I started going through the Rolodex in my head. I'm like, did Crumbs make some dinosaurs? How come he's never mentioned that before? That's fucking weird.
No,
But
I
you're
could
right.
have sworn he was General Porpoise. My bad.
Yeah, no, all good, dude. Porpoise is. I mean, that dude's stuff is just stupid good. I have some stuff that we're gonna look at tonight of his, man. After you sign off, stick around for a minute. We'll look at some of his stuff. I mean, it's stupid good. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of really good artists out there. Like I can name off a whole bunch that just, it's like you said, it's all about the quality. Take your time. Don't try to just push out cast, and don't say, oh, there's bubbles, my pressure pot will take care of that. No, they don't take care of every single fucking bubble. You know, you really got to take that extra step to get that quality cast if that's what you want to do. Like Glowman Dan, when he makes his cast, it takes him about an hour or two per cast. He's not punching them out like 15 minutes each. You know, you take your time, wait that extra 5 minutes, let those bubbles get out. You'll be very glad you did, and it'll be worth it in the long run.
Well, and you're paying for, like, sometimes people don't realize this too. Like, you're paying for experience, right? Like, sometimes when you're seeing these prices, people aren't realizing how much additional steps, like how many additional steps, and how much extra attention to detail that you're paying to this stuff, man.
Exactly. Like well, I mean, then it takes me about an hour from start to finish per cast. You know, luckily I try to do like 4 or 5 at a time so I can knock them out, all at once. But still, even the prices of resin have doubled. And that's
Almost
insane. I
tripled
remember
in
you
some
can get a
places.
gallon kit for $70. That it's crazy now. You know.
Absolutely insane. And the issue is that not enough, I would say not enough of the consumer base is aware of that spike. You can literally look online and pull up a graph. It is stupid. It is one of the most intimidating graphs I've ever seen. It's almost 3 times in the increase.
Exactly.
It's stupid, man.
Even something small like this. First you got to pay for the piece that you want to bootleg, which could be anywhere from $5 to $500, depending on what you want to bootleg. And it could be this small, but then all the time that I put into this with the glow dust and the other pigments, the materials, the cups, the stirs, the shipping, the gas to drive it to the post office, everything is all added up. And what I used to sell this for, I'd probably sell this for like 15 back in the day, now goes for like $30 shipped. But it's also something that's going to be around forever as long as you take care of it.
For sure. Nice chunky piece there for sure, man.
And you actually touched on something B and I talk about all the time, like, because some of these artists, I don't even think even they realize these pieces will be around forever. Some of them, like, it seems almost like sometimes like, oh, dude, it's not a big, and you're like, it is a big deal. There's one of these, and it'll exist forever. And when I die, if it doesn't go to somebody who knows what the fuck it is, like, it's gonna trip somebody else out. If there's no record of that shit online, like, it might just fall to the wayside, or it becomes like a weird artifact for somebody. Like, this is cool.
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. 30,000 years from now, the new human race is gonna dig it up and be like, whoa, this must have been their god that they worship.
The resin know me. Yeah, like, man, these people were crazy. That's so good, dude. One question I'd like to ask a lot of artists, especially ones that have been around for a number of years, like yourself, at least a number of years in the scene, considering where it was when you started off and where it is now, where do you see it going in the next, maybe not immediately, you can even put your hopes in there too, where you hope it goes, but what do you see happening in this immediate scene with the majority of people that are in the room right now? Where do you think this is all going, man?
Are you talking like the next couple of years, or the next 5 years, the next decade?
Yeah.
Well, the next couple of years, I think we're going to keep on going pretty strong. There still seems to be a lot of good collectors out there that are still interested in this work, and prices have gone up, but so have wages. So people that are really diehard fans with your stuff are going to keep coming to you. You're just not going to get all the people that are just trying it out as much as you would back then. 5 years from now, I think it'll probably still be the same, as long as the artists continue to push out material that the fans want. If you keep pushing out stuff that they don't want, or just boring shit that doesn't progress, then I don't see you progressing very far. 10 years, I don't know. I don't even know how Safubi is going to be doing in 10 years. I don't know how nostalgic toys are going to be doing in 10 years. I don't even know how the United States is going to be in 10 years. I don't want to get political, but we can't trust anybody in office anymore. So who knows what's going to happen with us? Any second we could wake up to a bright light.
Truth.
But I say just keep going, and let's just keep doing this as long as we possibly can. And I'll probably do it until I'm an old man. Even if the shit doesn't sell, I'm gonna have just shelves full of all the shit that I've made, and I just keep making because I enjoy making it.
Hell yeah. I'll be hitting you up for like a resin cane. I'll be like, hey, I was thinking
some resin dentures.
Yeah, right. You make me a remote holder, man. That'd be like really sick.
Nice.
That's funny.
By then I'm gonna be going really large. I'll be making resin wheelchairs, so I got your back, brother.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man.
Now, you did mention it a second thing, and I'm just kind of curious. Did you want to dive into that second potential secret this evening before we potentially let you go on with your night here tonight?
I gave you two.
Okay, well, I'm just not paying enough attention then. The two were in there. I'm just a fucking idiot.
One was the mold and how I get those pores, and the other one was how to do the resin so you don't get the bubbles.
Nice.
If you don't use the vacuum chamber, you don't get every single bubble out.
Now I am up to speed. I'm sorry.
But since you said that, maybe I could come up with one more tip. Yeah, here's one more tip for you. Okay, a lot of artists that use resin will realize that when you pour your resin and you top it right off, it's flat as a fucking lake with no wind, and you stick it in your pressure pot and you cook it, and sometimes you don't even put it in your pressure pot. Either way, it sinks, especially in the corners, and you'll get these pits where air pockets are, and you're like, fuck, that one's fucked up. Well, before you even pour that mold, take those 2 cups, before you even mix them, and pour a little bit out of each one into tiny cups, just so you have this tiny little backup reservoir, and then you can pour it, mix it, stick it in there. And if it sinks, then you have a tiny little bit you can mix, and mix it well, because if you don't mix it well and it's tiny, it's going to turn opaque on you if you're trying to go translucent or anything that's not opaque. But anyways, just mix that tiny little bit and then just drip it into those spots, and use a toothpick and spread it all out. Stick it back into your pressure pot or let it sit on your counter and let it finish curing, and it'll flatten right out, and you won't have that sinkage. And that'll save you a lot of money on throwing away bullshit casts.
Well, there you fucking have it, man. We got 3. It pays to be a dumb stoner who doesn't pay attention sometimes.
Dude, taking everybody to school, man. I think you could probably chop this show up and just put your parts out there, and you'd have a pretty damn good video on how to make something pretty sick, man. That was great, dude. Thank you for that. That was awesome, man. That was way more than we could ask for, I think, dude. That was great.
Well, you're welcome. I just want people to to not waste money, because I wasted so much money figuring all this fucking shit out. Maybe I can help you save a few dollars.
What a fucking gem, dude.
No kidding, man. Hit them up, man. Get those large, chunky pieces. Join that Facebook group. Get over to ETC Toyz, buy some miscellaneous stuff. Anything else you want to plug before you head on out there?
Oh yeah. I posted a while back my Petro people, which are basically 3D sculptures of petroglyphs, like they walked right off of the fucking wall. I wonder if people have been wondering about them because I haven't posted anything in a while. The way that they're made, I'm gonna have to do a 2-part mold, and I'm not very good at keeping a very straight line. It's always kind of jaggy looking. So I want these to look the best that they can. So I hit up my buddy Lab Monkey, number 9, I believe, Lab Monkey number 9. But he's on Instagram. He is like the master at mold making. So I basically hired him to make the molds for the upcoming Petro people. So there will be a drop of those, but it's going to be a little while because I got to send him the mold or the pieces, and then he's got to mold them and all that. But I'm probably going to do like one a month, one every other month. So it's not all going to happen at once. And there's 8 of them, but they should be releasing this year or start to release this year. But I want to thank Lab Monkey for taking on that for me because his work is pristine.
No doubt. That's a fact all day long. Yeah, his molds are decent. We've seen them.
Yeah, they're all right. They're okay.
Yeah, he kind of knows what he's doing.
Sometimes.
That dude's amazing, man. We sat down with him last few weeks, right before the Apocalyptico 2 show, and he kind of took us through the process and kind of gave us some background on his professional job and with the mold making process, dude. And that is, like you said, man, pristine. And that's why his stuff is so damn good. I think it has a lot to do with those molds.
I think that's his favorite part of toy making is making the molds because he loves to get really like focused on them and everything has got to be absolutely perfect and level and just right, and it shows a lot of dedication to that part of the job.
It's really funny because when he was on, he even mentioned that he tried putting off mold making for so many years. He was doing kit bashes and stuff because he was like in customs because he was trying to avoid having to make molds for anything, and now he's like one of the best damn mold makers, playing more molds than I've ever seen.
He's definitely figured it out. In fact, he's made a few molds for me. Budator V7, we did 3 different versions of that, and he made all 3 molds for that one. So,
oh, no way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, one more shout out. I don't know if you've seen me doing the Mategos.
No, I did not know you were doing the Mategos right now at all.
With the foot that has the mushroom head.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Yeah, it took me a second there. Sorry, I was picturing full figures, but yeah, I noticed that. Are you doing a collaboration with Buena Spoons on those? On the paint apps on those?
That's a Wonder Goblin sculpt.
Wonder Goblin shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've got the original right here. He kind of broke coming out of the mold, but that's him right there.
Oh shit.
So but yeah, we did 2 drops so far. The first one was a homage to the first colorway of the Mushroom People from there. It is right there. That's the second one that he painted, which is much more impressive than the ones I did right there, where I just painted the eyes and then did my drip. But yeah,
so going back to the old school movie.
Those, Kachina has 3 of them. They're going to be doing, or he's going to be doing a drop of 3. Donner Don't Care is going to get 3 of them. She's doing a drop of 3, and Elixir Toys is also going to be getting 3 of those when he's ready to do a drop of 3. And then Wonder Goblin and I are going to probably do another 3 or 4 drops after that to do some more homages on. And you see the big pink mushroom guy in the back. They made like 30 of those things back in the day. So we're going to do some more colorways of those. But yeah, I'm working with Wonder Goblin as well on those. And those are chunky. Those things weigh like 9 ounces each.
Wow. Damn.
I love how the head joint fits this foot.
It's perfect. It's all one piece too. It's
Beautiful.
resin.
Oh shit. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what?
heavy.
When you showed the head and you mentioned that was the original, I my brain made a mental note of like, okay, yeah, it's resin, but then it forgot again and started picturing it as the Fubi. But resin will be so nice and big, it's almost gonna feel like one of those battle beasts.
There you go, bro.
Yeah,
Take your turn.
take another. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, bro. It's huge. It's definitely it's like that fucking big. It's got some weight to it. So,
Wow.
but I don't think I'm working with anybody else. I don't think I forgot anybody. If I did,
Put a list.
Yeah,
If
those
you
are great,
do,
man.
if you do want to work with me, feel free to send me a message. I'm always down to collaborate with people. Don't get upset if I say no, because I'm not really into the style of the piece or something like that. But don't take it personal if I say no. But if you want to
Yeah,
work
that's
with me,
fair.
let me know, you know.
B and I basically have the same approach.
I love doing one part. If you're a sculptor and you want to work with me, I love doing one part molds, little stuff, and I can make a ton of them in a little bit of time for you, all quality kind of stuff. Just let me know. I'm always around.
Yeah, right. All quality. I like that.
Well, I'm not gonna fucking make some shit that's crap and then try to give it
No.
up.
Oh,
to you.
for sure, man. And
Oh,
like,
it's
and,
okay. Trust me. Just turn the lights off. You won't see it. It's cool.
yeah, well, and I think it makes us kind of circle back to what Crumb said at the beginning of the interview was, you're very willing for people, to do a collab like that, and for, some small artists, if you're into that piece, you're obviously doing a collab with them. And I think it's a boost to a lot of people to be like, man, I did a collab with ETC, dude. That's a feather in the cap of, I would think would be almost the artist would say, shit, dude, that's a, that's something that you want to do for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't make shit that I don't like. So unless you're paying me top dollar for a commission,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make something that I don't want to do. So
Yeah.
Mad respect to that, man. Absolutely. Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think at this point we're gonna kick you on, get on as your evening. But holy shit, man, you've been an absolute gem. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So grateful.
Thank you so much for the invite, guys. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you.
Legendary.
Thank you for coming on, man. That was freaking awesome, dude. Appreciate it so much.
Sure.
Holy cow. One sec.
Dude. Like I said, dude, like I mean, I think that was a huge understatement, man. That was more than, because like you said, dude, you watch Master Casters again, and there's a whole lot of information on there. And there's not a whole lot of, information on him personally out there. So you kind of don't know what you're going to get. You know what you want to talk about. But dude, like you definitely don't expect like a TED talk on just a whole and like, you want to make dope shit? Listen up. This is how you do it. That was freaking dope, dude.
Yeah,
Lab, and have you heard of him?
What a gem. What a gem.
What a great guest, dude. That was so sick. That was awesome.
Anybody who doesn't know the gem thing, it's when somebody's like they're a hard motherfucker, but at the same time, like, they just sparkle. They just fucking sparkle, man. Holy shit, what a gem, dude. Dude's a diamond. Holy fuck.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. That was dope.
Like,
really, if you were just getting into the scene, or you really wanted to like improve your process or figure out how to do something, man, I mean, just rewatch this and then rewatch his part 2 or 3 times, and I think you'll probably be on the right path, man. That's what it sounds like to me.
We kind of chuckled at the end there, and I want to make sure that like I do kind of take a serious second, and personally, why I think it's kind of important that we do kind of circle back really fast. We chuckled about it as like the quality casts, but it's because he said, something kind of small, he can bang out a bunch of them. people sometimes think that banging out something fast means that it's going to be shoddy workmanship or you didn't pay attention. No, that's why you're paying for experience. When somebody has experience, they can do those tricks and those tips that they just dropped off on you, and probably more even that they've learned over the trade that is almost common knowledge to them now, that they're putting into those pieces, and that's why they can fire them out like that, is experience, man, not lack of quality or attention to detail, experience.
Look at that. It looks like water, dude. Like you're looking into that. I'll be straight up, dude. Out of all the pieces that I have, I don't have anything else that looks like that. That's that clear, right? That clear. I mean, look, dude, you're looking at the top of the head right through there. Look how clear that is, dude. No bullshit. It looks like you're looking into water, man. You can see everything in there. If you get stuff casted by him, man, I mean, like Crumb said, that's the kind of quality that you're gonna get, dude. That's wild, man.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so admittedly, when he was mentioning some of the cost of materials and stuff right now, we're seeing artists explore with new materials. I know that oh my goodness, Simeon Cheese made these stuffies. He ended up making some hats, and recently actually made a foamy. Now I can't help but, dude, I was looking at you showing the inside of that thing, and I was like, shit, I bet somebody out there would fuck that thing if it was soft enough. And then I couldn't help but realize, damn, you cast that thing in that nice squishy foam, hollow out the center, you got yourself a display piece that functioned as a fleshlight. Someone take notes. Let's get this project going. Kickstarter will be in the comments.
Oh boy.
What you got over there? That was fucked, dude. That was good.
I'm just kind of reading some of these. Well,
you guys.
Porpoise says it's insanely clear. By the way, there are some comments going back of a porpoise with a mustache. Somebody please do that. That has to happen. Either draw it or make it. Please put a cigarette in its mouth and some headphones on. That's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see that. DT O'Keefe says, such an awesome dude. Always so cool to see custom requests, and even offered to give one-on-one resin training in the past. See, dude, I mean, I know we said we're not going to talk about it, and we're not going to talk about it, but you and I have talked about a couple of different issues that are kind of just going around recently. You know, some of them are in that Discord groups, and like I said, we're not going to talk about it, dude, but it's there with ETC. There is no gatekeeping. There's no, I started this, you can't have this. There's none of that, dude. It's a 180. It's the complete opposite of that. It was, you want to know how to do something, hit me up. You want to work with me, hit me up. You're having some issues, hit me up. He gave a shout out to, a pressure pot, grizzly.com, $100 for a pressure pot. I mean, dude, that was an infomercial of how to do it correctly, dude. And when we say gem, that's all part of it, dude. You know what I mean? Like someone who is super willing to just say, yeah, man, I do this really good. And if you want to know how to do it really good, I'll tell you what I know. And then and then you take it from there. That is what is going to keep this thing going. Gatekeeping is not going to keep this thing going, or I'm not telling you how to do that. Because then there's one guy that knows how to do that. And then what happens when that guy doesn't want to do it anymore? Or something happens to that guy, and then we're like, fuck, man, remember those? Those were dope. Yeah, I wish somebody did those still. Anyways, dude, kind of got off a little bit, but shit.
You're not really off topic. I'm going to kind of use what you just there into a nice little digression, I think. Shout out to the Baron in the chat there today. Shout out to King Dingus. In my opinion, that's the prime example that we're talking about. We can't possibly catch everybody. If you feel like there's no community out there, or you've heard somebody talk about there's no community out there, I believe it was Folklorian got pointed towards us from Jazz Wizard, who knew that Folklorian was looking for some community right now. If you know there's somebody out there right now that's kind of looking for something like this, there might be somebody in the chat that they can totally hit it off with, man. but like we can't hit everybody. So congratulations to those guys for hopping in today. I know even West Coast up above there, we've been seeing them for a couple weeks now. Their father hops in every now and then as well, ends up watching the show with us. That's some cool shit, dude. We try to make sure that we're trying to invite people and include people. Some people don't even know that we do this on Thursday nights, and that's totally cool. But you know, we don't plug it all that much either, and they might not know that the live chat's a huge part of what we're doing here. The other biggest thing is, I kind of touched on at the very beginning of this podcast today, there are some of your homies in this scene that are going through some of the most insane bullshit that you can't fathom. And I promise you it's across the board. And when some of you guys are so focused with your heads up your asses that you're not even paying attention to some of the guys around you who are absolutely suffering right now, it doesn't breed that community that we want. So sometimes you got to pull your head out of your ass a little bit and look around you and ask your homies how they're doing, because there's a lot of dudes in this scene that are going through a very tough time right now. So it's like, we're all in this together, man. We all have to try and push through this together, right? Most of us are a little bit damaged goods, or we wouldn't spend 2 to 4 hours on Thursday night talking about fucking toys and looking all over Instagram at other people's toys. We're trying, and we love the fact that you guys are trying. We love the fact that you guys are respectful to us, and you guys are patient with us as we try and figure out how to do this better and better every single week to be able to bring you guys something cool. And we love that you guys hop in the chat and literally have this little ecosystem and fucking thing going on there. You guys greet each other when we can't quite get you guys. Some of you clue in that we see you pop in and we give a little wink or a little fucking head nod. It's sick, man. It's sick. Like, passing around. Just keep it going. It doesn't even have to be this. Keep it going, right? Build it and they will come. You want to see a show with that kind of shit? Throw a show. You want to see a toy with that kind of shit? Make that toy. Like, you want to see a collab with that person? Reach out and do the collab. Unfortunately, to some degree, you know who you need to look up to right now, and I even almost hate myself for saying it, the Suck Lord. And you know why? Because the Suck Lord does what some of you all need to fucking do. Get behind your username, your tag that you use, put your little day-to-day person aside who's too scared to reach out, and use your artist name for a second and go, no, I'm Donner Don't Care. I'm fucking Bliss Receptor. I'm Skilled One. I'm Suki. I'm Barry Boba. I'm the motherfucker. And I'm going to reach out to you and I want to work with you, sir. Shake that off. There we go. What up?
Yeah, ditto.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Lovely. ETC. Lovely. I love doing this every Thursday. I love seeing you guys. Oh my goodness. I got boners for it.
Dude, you know what I liked about ETC? Thank you for saying all that, dude. That was
thank you. You opened the door. Thanks, man. You made me feel comfortable. This was a space I could say that. Thank you.
You got it. So, but what he was saying was, like, if you make some pieces that maybe aren't hits, keep going, man. I mean, you throw enough shit at the wall, something is bound to stick, man. And
that one-trick pony piece. That one-trick pony piece. They're sitting in boxes.
That's a perfect example, dude, of a piece that, you know, then here we are a couple years down the road from when that thing came out. And I'm like, well, shit, man, if you know what that is, that's a sought after piece. And it didn't sell. When it came out, it didn't sell. But the key, and I think he said, was just keep going, man. Just keep making stuff, save the molds, circle back around. I know that a lot of the purchases that I've made that I showed tonight from him, they were not new. They weren't new things. You know, I asked, do you still have these? And he's like, yeah, I sure do. But that other, the petroglyphs that he's talking about, man, those things are super sick. You can find those on his page. I'm very excited about those. If you do my double pour process and have extra over pour molds ready, so you don't waste the resin you dump out. Bam. More tips from Tim. Tips from Tim.
Write that one down, guys. Almost always, in my opinion, have a big old pile of fucking over pour anything that you enjoy doing. That way you can always get them up there.
Yeah. All right. So do we want to keep on showing some stuff? Or what you want to do?
I want to see some more of your toys. I love seeing your toys, man. What'd you get at A&R?
So I'm going to show a couple pieces from Edwin Salas. Edwin Salas had a great booth. He was right across the way from Mr. Porpoise. and hell of an Uber driver. I think we went over that in the chat. But the Edwin Salas, man, what a great freaking booth. I mean, he had like crates full of pieces that were very affordable. 15 US. All right. 25 US on the luchador. Very cool. Soy tu padre, cabrón. Barrio Bobo, take care of you on that one. So the way that he made this, though, man, is very cool. So this is actually a rub that he did. I believe it was a wood carving that he put ink on and then kind of pressed it to make that print. 15 bucks. I don't know how you can pass that up for 15 bucks, man. Somebody else got one of these at AR, and I don't know who it was, but I can't remember who it was, is what I should say. But they got that same one. They posted it recently. And the figure, I did not have an Edwin Salas figure yet, so I bought the wooden Dracula, which it does articulate. But what a freaking cool piece there. All wood, besides the cape, of course. All wood, hand painted. Awesome piece, though, man. Edwin Salas. And Salas is going to be on the show.
He is the wood master.
Absolutely, man. Oh, Porpoise grabbed one of those too. Yeah. But yeah, Edwin Salas, man, one of the only guys out there that I know of that's making like wood figures, but he had a lot of pieces there, man. It's not like he just makes one or two pieces. He makes a lot of pieces. And they're all freaking awesome.
I don't know why, for some reason, I have that fucking Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the Van Helsing song now in my head. I'm picturing that specific Edwin Salas vampire. And if I ever see Van Helsing again, I will kill him. Yeah, anyway. Beautiful.
Barrio Boba says he knows how to handle his wood.
Also, I gotta interject really quickly. Anybody who's interested in doing that kind of a rolling on wood carvings like that, you might already know already, but there's a tool called a roll master. Essentially, it basically looks like a paint roller that you use for painting. However, it actually has even distribution across both sides, so it's actually like clamped like this instead of down in the middle. And there's no fuzz on it. It's essentially like a almost rubbery or like a silicone. So the ink or the paint doesn't actually like get into it or soak into it. It just layers over it. You give it a run over on like a flat piece of paper, and then you run it over your wooden piece in the sections that you like.
Bam.
That's it.
Pocket Salsa, thanks for coming in, man. Drive safe, brother. We will talk to you probably in the next few days, I'm sure.
We're going to forget if we don't. We've got a giveaway, a sick-ass giveaway that we've got to make sure to...
We do have a giveaway, and he said he said for us to put somebody else's name on there twice. I think we're going to keep Pocket Salsa's name on there and just let him continue on as if he were here. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. And if you do, tough. All right. Let's like some general porpoise stuff, man. Now this booth at Assembly Required, good Lord. I mean, I'm sure you saw some pictures of it. The UV setup was insane. Like ETC said, man, it's wild. So this one was the Triceratops in the white, the nod to J.D. Hogg of Dukes of Hazzard, which I watched till no end when I was a youth. Triceratops. If you don't have one and you can get one, get one. There was UV versions of this. I believe Uncle Spank got one. But those are freaking amazing. You know what's crazy, man, is you look at these and you think this part, right, the neck and the fin and everything, they look like it's something from It looks like a dinosaur, like almost like hard rubber statue that you'd get at like Michael's or something like that kids would buy for like a project or a diorama.
One of those tiny small town museums that
Yeah,
have
yeah,
nothing
something like
but a
that.
shot.
Yeah, that's highly detailed and they're not usually cheap. But this is all resin and hand painted. It's freaking amazing. The jaw like articulates, dude.
Why is the jaw what always impresses me the most with those? I don't know why. I fucking love it.
And it's tiny. I mean, and if you can see in there, the paint goes all the way back in there. They're just like meticulous, super nice pieces, man. Yeah, sick. There's that, and then there's I did grab a couple UV pieces, Skin Man. And I mean, we're talking about marble pores, dude. The legs on this guy are,
I didn't know he had that like Skin Man guy for some reason.
yeah. There was I believe there's only 2 of these at AR. But man, the legs on that guy are just freaking wild. The
Corpus,
U,
I'm looking at you right now.
yeah, the UV on this dude is nuts. It's a nice one, static. The other one, I did a reel on this one already. The UV Astro Zombie Super 7 reaction. What's cool about this one is that the original, I believe I bought the original for him. I picked it up at Super 7 in San Francisco and sent it to him. And next thing you know, he's pumping these things out, these are so sick, man. I did a reel on this one with the UV light on it, and it's insane. Really cool pour. The other thing on this one is the helmet. Also has just a crazy nice marble pour on it. Bam. Also UV. And then the sword, of course, UV too. General Porpoise, hit him up. I know there was some stuff in the shop. Some leftover stuff from AR, and then there was like a little stock, a little shop restock. So check those out. Some very right there.
One of the most punk rock bootleggers in our scene, in my opinion, for the boldness, man, the boldness. That's a brand new Tim Barron R Form Super 7 figure. Fuck you, General Porpoise.
I mean, yes, you're right, it is. And it is extremely well done, dude. Like if I was Tim Barron, I'd look at that and I'd be like, I want one of those.
Well, do you remember when we basically first stumbled on him? What was he showing off? Fucking Phantom Star Killer rippies.
He says the zombie and the Skin Man were parts donors for the Apocalyptico piece. That is correct. I was looking at that today and I did see some similarities. That Apocalyptico 2 piece that I bought from Mr. Porpoise came in, and that is a beautiful piece. Moving on. We're almost there. Barrio Boba. What a gem. Barrio Boba was there with his wife. They are extremely nice people. Had a chance to kind of hang out with them at a couple breweries. Great people, man. They had his daughter is MC_designs06. Crumbs will put that link up. But you did you put the link up earlier when we were looking at the page?
Yeah, it was one of the first ones we pulled up there this evening.
Yeah. So anyways, this is what I bought some friendship bracelets from her. Actually from Barrio Boba. He was supplying.
I love how I got you calling them friendship bracelets now, unless you were calling them before too. If you already knew what they were, if you're a dude with a lot of friendships, you knew what they were.
Well, you know what, dude? My daughter was making these, and I just always called them friendship bracelets, man. I'm going to send you one. You don't have to be my friend. You can just be an orange bracelet for you. How about that? I'm removing friendship from yours. You just get the orange bracelet. But very cool, man. We saw the jewelry before, and also stuff like that. And this is that kind of like paracord material I was telling you about. Very sturdy, very nice. Barrio Boba. Whoo, man. So there was the larger scale space Vatos there. I'm going to take these out. They are a little part of you guys. Damn, that's that Bosk. So dang good, man. The paint on these is crisp.
Fun scale too. That's a fun scale.
It really is, dude. Compared to like Muscle Man scale, right? So, but yeah, very cool. There is a set of these Barrio Boba. If you are in the house, let me know how many different ones are these. I want to say this was a 5, like maybe there was 5 different figures. That's the Bosk. And then the IG-88. Another really dope one, man. Barrio Boba. If you don't know who Barrio Boba is, check him out. You will be extremely impressed. I did pick up the new wave of Space Vatos while I was there, which I'll show in a second because I want to show this one first, man. I think I showed this at the end of the show, maybe last week or something, but this is the Barrio Boba Vomiting Droids collab. With
what a good collaboration, man. Like they're coming out so sick, but also like what two beautiful people to be making some toys together, dude. Fuck.
Sure, man. There was 3 of these there, I believe, and I'm positive all 3 of them sold. But man, Vomiting Droids, Barrio Boba collab. This was another one that he had there, and it's very cool. It says assembly required exclusive. There was 3 of these. Boba Feticus. I'm gonna take this out real quick because the paint on here is freaking crazy, man. Really tiny, really clean. That's a sick one.
That shit's glorious, dude. That's beautiful.
It is. The paint on there is really nice. Yeah, the split fet. Agreed. And then we have the new wave of the Space Vatos, Enrique El Papai Gomez, El Oldie, El Gonzo Navarro. That's a good one. These are all great, man. Man. So good. And I believe Barrio Boba had posted recently Orlando El Rico Suave Escobar. That's probably one of my favorites. Very cool. He did post in his stories recently that there was still some of these available. I believe the Greedo was sold out. There might have been like one left. The Greedo might have been sold out, but there was some of the other ones left. So these are always an extremely good buy for what they are. The paint on there, you know, that's not something that's done very fast. And they're super affordable.
Oh,
and
really?
Keep going. And
dude, at one point the number was absurd. I'm probably getting it wrong. It was like 76 or something like that. The number he listed off, it was 70 plus 10 of each, 10 of each, and then something else. I can't remember, but I think it was like 76 or something. And you consider hand painting all those? Talk about going cross-eyed, dude.
Well, so yeah, exactly, dude, right? And so you have this series, right? The Space Vatos, but then you have the Keshis too, that are resin, that those are painted, and some of those are even smaller, man, and the details on there are so fine. And he kills it every time, man. Like the amount of time put into that, I think, is incredible. Probably, I don't know what it is, but
Never returned.
100%. Bro, I'm thinking like, so that we were talking about that either last week or the week before, right? Like this sweat equity and blah blah blah, and people are like, fuck you and your sweat equity, but it's a real thing, dude. Like you're telling me right now that if you sell this for what he sells it for, you tell me that you're getting that back out of that, your time? Absolutely not.
So this is what I always find kind of like, I want to grab some of the artists sometimes and just because you're willing to pay the price, and they're like, I just feel bad, and you're like, but I was willing to pay that price. Intrinsic and extrinsic value. The reality is in the small span of time that Brian and I have been in the scene. Whoa, that was weird.
Yeah. Whoa, dude.
We've seen people come. Oh, it's because Burial Boba just said your name in the comments.
That's fine.
That's got to be what happened there.
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, fuck. I literally felt my nipples get hard with how weird and perverse it was. But no, we've seen artists come and go, man. And the reality is that it's important to us, if we love your work and we want to see you develop and evolve and grow, that you get the intrinsic and extrinsic values, because some of you are putting a lot of time and energy and money and resources outside of just this, making these toys and making it possible to make these toys. And there's sacrifices that you're making, and you need to be able to justify to yourself and the people around you why you're making these sacrifices. So in my opinion, that's why it's important that you're in that intrinsic and that extrinsic value. Price accordingly. Price in a manner that makes you comfortable doing this for the long haul, not for a little sprint. If you want to do this for a marathon, price accordingly as well, unfortunately, sometimes. Plot out how you can maybe do this in ways that allow you to keep going, because we don't want to see you all of a sudden get burnt out, feel like you're wasting money, wasting time, wasting energy, and you're unappreciated. That sucks.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Boba, man, one of my favorites, dude. I can never say enough about this guy. I swear, I get total like fucking fanboy about this guy's stuff, just because I think it's heavily because he's such a good human, and also that this stuff is extremely nostalgic to me with the homies and with the Star Wars. It's probably my favorite mashup in the scene. Just is what it is, man.
You heard it here first, folks. Favorite mashup in the scene? Burial Boba.
Okay, let's talk about this impression that you seem to be doing like the last couple of weeks, man. It's like this. Is that your American? Is that your American citizen guy or what?
There's just times things get said in such a way that it's hard not to kind of just be like, let's circle back for a second there. This could be cheekier.
That's funny. Oh boy. All right. I think that's all the pieces that I had to show. Yes, it is.
Okay.
We got one more week on the AR stuff. And then we're done with the AR stuff.
To ensure that everybody doesn't dip out real quick, I want to make sure that we show off some of these accounts under 1,000 still that are hanging out in the old tabby doos. So I'm gonna launch into that. All right, so we've got the old tabby doozers. Low cunning is a razor reference. Oh my gosh, low cunning is a Zork reference. There we go. If some of you are not familiar with the video game Zork back in the day, this is a little out of our realm, but it isn't necessarily out of our realm, and that's why I kind of really love Low Cunning. Low Cunning is this weird SOB who makes music that would exist for video games, but the video games don't exist. And so like a prime example of the weirdness I'm referring to would be this here. You have a lovely Low Cunning cassette tape. Form your party and get ready to punch a profiteering shopkeeper in the back of the head, as Low Cunning Retro Goblin cassettes are available today at 3:30 Eastern. So in my opinion, I just get a kick out of it. If you're not going to buy some of his work or some of his merch, in the very least, go check out the Bandcamp. Give it a little listen. It's fucking hilarious. Hello, Radical Toys. What is going up, Shortcake? Ordinary Toys.
Corey, what's happening, dog?
Working on Jersey Devils. Now, I know that
yes.
Uncle Bank already ended up landing one of these, but these are looking fucking rad as hell, man. This guy is all over and killing it.
Ordinary Toys, man. Can't say enough if you're not on the look at those, dude. If you don't, just go look. If you don't know, just go look. Amazing pieces. The store is awesome. I think this is one of those makers that you're gonna kick yourself for not grabbing the first series of characters down there in the bottom right. For not grabbing some of those, man. There is just some wild stuff. Those are those are great. Love those.
Little accessories.
Huh.
Calico Chris, good catch, man. Yeah, we were pumping it leading up to it, but we didn't end up catching ZoloCon. So congratulations on getting a chance to meet some of the homies over at ZoloCon. Barbarian Rage, Eddie / Resin Blood. That's dope, man. Good fucking time to go to that.
Yeah, dude, Calico Chris, that's very cool, man. Met Barbarian Rage, I agree. Very nice dude.
Now, this isn't under the 1000, but this was just really cool, and I couldn't help but look at it. This is an interesting thing to do with some fucking clear vinyl, dog.
That's awesome. KO Toyco, nice, dude.
Just fun, like interesting.
Yeah.
Now, pour some resin in that shit, we're good to go. Sorry. And you know what? I popped this up here today because I was talking to you about this as well, and they were in the chat here today when we're talking about new artists kind of breaking into the scene, kind of trying to see what it's all about. Bucket. Some King Dingus here. So if anybody's interested in catching some King Dingus, some sculpt work, give it a little look. They've started uploading some of their sculptural work up there. So,
dude, I love the scenery right there too. That's very cool.
Taking the accessories, all hand sculpted accessories.
Yeah.
And you know what? Pocket Salsa and I kind of joke about this because it came up in the interview that we had with them. What's a toy, right? We have that conversation all the time. For me, everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, and if you look at the shows, right, like the in-person shows, at Assembly Required, that would have fit right in. There was at least 2 tables that I can think of off the top of my head that had stuff that was, I don't want to say similar to that, but it was in that same realm.
In the same vein, same cloth.
Yeah, that was dope work, man.
Well, we've even actually talked, it's tough sometimes, right? Like even somebody like Naomi Nath might not know that they exist in the toy realm. They do porcelain pieces sometimes. It's interesting what people in this toy scene are willing to be like, ooh, that strikes a nerve with ABC. It doesn't react like a toy. Fuck. Sandra, art form down in Ireland. Way back in the day, she made, I call him Spiffy Worm, but she made this little worm for her next door neighbor. I asked her if she does any molding and casting, said no, and ended up whipping me up this little Spiffy Worm dude. Shipped it on off, man. This toy world it's so diverse that there's really a little spot for everybody, and somebody will probably see it and want something of it, whether it's casted, whether it's fabric, whether it's resin, whether it's Safubi, Amerisafubi, Mexafubi, fucking toys.
You know what, dude, what was very cool is I was out at a job site today and some of the guys got to talking and a guy mentioned that he goes, oh, I know you collect toys. So here we go with the toy questions, right? And it's like, oh, G.I. Joes. And it's, for whatever reason, it seems like G.I. Joes and Legos are the go-to. Oh, G.I. Joes? Not really. Legos? No. And then, yeah, exactly, dude. Then you get into explaining what it is. And, you know, I show them the page and the show page. And then they're like, oh, yeah, that's not what I expected at all. I have no idea where I was going with that story. I lost my train of thought.
Hey, check this shit out.
2 seconds in.
Artist, Magoo. I'm going to take the cape off. It's just easier. We were talking earlier today about pieces you asked people about. This guy was actually a designer con or a Comic-Con piece that originally was only a wave of 6 that he told me, oh no, sorry, like that was an exclusive, ran out of them, runs down to the basement, happened to have one kicking around, just sitting on a shelf somewhere, buried in a box. Posted it for me, ended up fucking snagging it up, man. Nice solid fucking beefer, dude. If you compare it next to like a little Bic lighter there. Nice sick fucking kit bash. That weird technique that apparently General Porpoise and Lab Monkey #9 claim isn't anything special, but does look different than normal resin in my brain. Big old blaster, because why wouldn't Vader have a blaster? The articulation magnets work with the Toyronto crew. Check that shit out, man. Magoob.
I'm sorry, who did that come from again?
Magoob.
Wow.
That's you got.
You know what? I have some Magoo pieces, but they're just like the bootleg Star Wars run that they did. You remember those? Those are cool.
Cease and desisters.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. What do I got around here to show? Let's do.
Look at the fuckery behind you.
I know, man. You know what? I'll grab this one. You know what? I'm gonna grab the one that I was talking to you about before. So this is that one trick pony piece from the scrap show. Just 3.75 magnetic articulation, just in the arms. Looks like peg articulation in the head. I don't really mess with this one too much, but the clear wings. It's just a dope piece, man. One Trick Pony had a bunch of 3.75s at AR. And dude, his loose 3.75s are great. Always balanced really well.
Plus, you just hit something funny there to me, in my opinion. It's almost been brought up a couple times tonight. Hold on to those scrap pieces, because that's a fucking scrap show piece.
Yeah. Dope, man.
The fuck? Oh my goodness.
So there's that. Yeah, the clear. Nim Studios, what's up, man?
A little mecha action from the Mecha Ducky, the Mecha of all duckies, the Ducky of Mech too.
Mecha Ducky, yeah, nice.
That's a solid as fuck piece, dude. And
yeah, man.
You want to spin for that One Trick Pony giveaway, and then we'll let these people all get on with their lives and enjoy their families?
Let's do it, man. Should we mention anything about next week, or you want to do that after the giveaway?
Let's do it after the giveaway. You got me all anxious here. Anybody? Well, actually, you know what? Here's what we'll do. Anybody who has not given us a nice little, hey-oh, I'm here in the room, put me on that wheel, please chime in now. I will throw you on the wheel. It is a big one here tonight, so I tried my best. While you guys are giving me that roll call, what you got? What you got for next week?
This is just, this is the One Trick Pony piece. But next week, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to finally get through the rest of this AR stuff. TL Flanagan is in the house next week. If you're not familiar with her, TL Flanagan art, incredible sculptor, just some really, really killer work. Go check it out. She will be here next week. Very much looking forward to that. The giveaway next week, man. I'm not sure what the giveaway is going to be next week. We got a lot of stuff. Shout out to 8-Bit Mike, man. We'll get into more detail this as we get closer to in the next couple weeks, but I'm not kidding you. 8-Bit Mike sent me an 8-pound box of resin pieces, 8-pound box of individual resin pieces. Oh, here, I will show this. This is something we're going to give out in the next few weeks. I so much don't want to let this go. 8-Bit Mike was like, here, you want something to give away? Here you go. Why don't you give that away? Okay. We will give that away. I don't know if there's UV layers in. Yeah, there might be some glow layers in there. But
you got to penetrate it real hard.
Yeah.
That one was for you, Jazzwiz.
But also, dude, big shout out to Von Fake Name. Von Fake Name sent us some stuff the other day, and
what a fucking gem, dude!
Yeah, another gem, man.
How mind blowing is this? You currently are sitting there going, "I have too many giveaways that you motherfuckers donate from this lovely community that we live in to send out to the world." That is stupid. That is stupid. What the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot, man. I mean, I think we're solid on giveaways right now for the next few weeks at least, man. And thank you for everybody who donated. But 8-Bit Mike, man, those ones, we're going to be giving out those for a little while. He made some exclusive Toys Alive giveaways with Toys Alive headers, and they're freaking amazing. I want to give those one their proper shine, and we're just not going to do it tonight. We'll do it in the next couple of weeks. But anyways, we'll get into that next week.
That being said, we're at that point in the night, everybody. Thank you for hanging along. We are getting way better at bringing these down to 2 hours, man. Good on. You guys have no idea how often we lately have been sharing that. Who'd have thought, huh? Who'd have thought? Not us. Not us. We have fucking links sent out, posts ready to go. Whew.
Yeah.
Dudes, I'm calling up my 3rd grade teacher any day now and letting her know. Check me out.
Yeah. Hey, just letting you know we're getting closer to that 2 hour mark. Just want you to know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's do a spinny. Let's do a spinny wheel. Once more, guys, if you do not see your name on this spinny wheel, please chime in the chat there. There was a lot of you guys here tonight. I was trying to get you as we were going. I'm going to even do a quick roll call through it. If you don't hear your name called, please give me a shouty, and we'll make sure that we get you guys onto this wheel to win that sick-ass Swamp Emperor piece by One Trick Pony. I've got a Bubba Jock, Street Fight, SPDX, Spanky, Dookie, Mix, Fart Sniffle. Oh, you fucker. Brett Porpoise, Burial Boba, Dr. Ease, Pocket Salsa, Calico Chris Tattoo, Terrible Toy Works, Johnny Marbles, Titty Bean Toys, Bliss Receptor, King Dingus, Baron Cars, New Transylvania, Fritz, Extraterrestrial, Jack Skies, Mike Stratford, Jazz Wizard, Bootleg Toy Code, Mr. Ordinary, Suki, Skilled One, Boom Dep, Snoots, fuck, dudes, come on. Von Picnic, Go, Fletcher Sandvik, Death and Strawberries, Carolina Cool Cat, Street Fight, SPDX, you're on there twice, get the fuck out of here. Northwest Atheist, Carolina, okay, damn it. Kyle Kerwin, DT O'Keefe, Jessica Bushinsky, Killer Bootleg, Shed Quarters Creations, Pocket Salsa, Colin Hasbin, Nim Studios, Mecha Ducky, Vomiting Droids, and Hella Radical Toys. Don't you worry, you sexy motherfucker. I'm putting you on that right now. You tongue twisters, my goodness. Dookie McFarlane.
Did you get Boba on there? Barrio Boba on there?
Oh my goodness. Now let's see. Barrio Boba. A Barrio Boba. There, yes, right up near the top there, Barrio Boba. You're on there. Mecha, you're on there, homie. Donner don't care. Wow, how did I not get that? We just suck tonight. We're not a women haters club. I'm so sorry. Donner don't care.
You remind me of the Micro Machines guy when you read those names like that.
That's what Mecha Ducky said. I'm sitting here going, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, he did say Micro Machines.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Did you say you don't know what he's talking about?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Oh my goodness, Crumsy, come on.
Baby,
Crumsy.
hey. Come here, it's okay.
Okay, so your homework is to go to YouTube and look up Micro Machines commercial, and you'll probably laugh.
That being said, I didn't see our homie in the chat here tonight. Oh my goodness, Strife 7 2.0. He was supposed to give me a 4-page report of how dope ETC is, extraterrestrial is, and he didn't bring that 4-page report today. So, yeah, let's see. All right, I'm gonna give the wheel a spin. I did not see anybody tell me that I missed them. The Scat Man, I like that. About Scat. Anyways, fuck, dudes. ADHD is like on overdrive tonight, apparently. Spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel. Anybody, you snooze, you lose. This is just how it goes. Street Fight SPDX, homie. There you go. I saw you looking there with your little lobster hand guy and the big eyes. Oh, you got it, dog. Say yours.
Boom! Street Fight SPDX. Bam! Going to the great state of Oregon. Very cool.
You guys are family. You know, this is insane, dude. You can't know that guy's fucking state off your brain from a giveaway past one. You guys are family.
I do. A multiple giveaway winner. And you know what, man? Here's the thing about that guy is I believe he made a YouTube video of one of our opens that was very good. There was a prize that he had won. I can't remember which one what was that? Do you remember what it was?
We're going back a ways now, but you made sure to toss that my way so I could check it out, man. Love that shit.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was.
Hey,
but anyways,
you get to give away too, make sure that you, if you get a chance, if you can, if you think about it, tag us, tag the artist. That way we can make sure to give a double shout out, keeps that good juju going, gets people knowing about that sick giveaway that was out there and that sick work of that artist. If you enjoyed their work, somebody else might enjoy their work.
Absolutely. Barrio Boba PDX equals Portland. That must be the maybe airport initials for it.
There you go.
Good knowledge, dude. Good, thank you.
Oh, my cup's full tonight. How about yours?
My cup's full. I'm about to go refill it though, because I'm hungry, man. I'll be honest with you. I didn't eat shit.
That's not the cup.
But dude, we got close to 2 hours, man. I mean, we cut out 15 minutes of bullshit and we're right there.
Yeah, we stopped having a big old tickle fight for the first hour of our show, and look where we were at.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for showing up, man. We had a nice solid crowd the whole night. Thanks again to ETC, man, for dropping all that knowledge. That was dude. That might have been the most interesting shit that we've had on this show, man. Like, no bullshit.
Just fun too, dude. Just fun, dude. Straight up, thank you.
Just a great dude.
Just fucking fun, dude.
Great dude. You want nice, dope shit like that? You need to hit up ETC. You want your stuff to look like that? Hit him up. Thanks for watching, everybody. God dang, that was a good show.
Thanks, guys. Have a lovely night, dude.